All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the HWF Extreme Championship.
Now, this is a championship you never had a chance to get a hold of, but then again, you were mostly a tag team wrestler since your time in HWF. Other than that one match with TRK Silks, what a great matchup that was, kind of solidified you with this HWF crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, I'm excited to watch this one. The Extreme Championship has turned into that young up-and-comers title bout.
What we in the business call the workhorse title.
Yeah, and here we go. Here's another one right now. Ace Christian, the master of the fall from grace, the double stop from the top rope. Young, again, brash, but super athletic. I mean, the kid's built like a runner. He has a ton of gas in the tank. I'm interested to see what he's going to do to a physically dominant wrestler like Red Dog.
You're right, and not only that, but I mean, this kid, I've talked to him in the back. He's very full of himself, very confident. Tells us that this is his town. These are his people just because he's here.
There's a lot of guys that come into the business with that mindset, and the business has a way of humbling you. But here's the thing: if you can weather that storm, keep that energy, it can lead you to some high heights.
Well, this kid, Ace Christian, he was trained by his dad, Mr. Judgment, a man who had 20 years experience. So, I mean, he's coming from a pedigree of wrestling as well.
Yeah, and that's something I didn't know. I didn't realize he was a second-generation star, but, you're seeing that more and more nowadays. Another one, Gavin Miller's out there making waves. There's a whole new generation of guys that come in to replace guys like me.
Look at the Durning Dynasty. That's a father and son tag team, one of the few parent-child tag teams out there besides the Mother Truckers over there in the... I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring up that tag team. I watch all kinds of wrestling. I'm a fan.
And here he is, your new Extreme Championship champion, Red Dog.
Red Dog, a fan favorite. This guy, the crowd loves him, and every reason why. I mean, basically, he's almost like... I'm going to just go ahead and say it. If Marvel wants to sue me, they can sue me. It's almost like Deadpool in real life.
Yeah, there's the Merc with the mouth, and then there's merch with the mouth, I guess, because this dude moves some T-shirts.
And you're sitting right beside the Mark with a mouth, TV's Mike Edwards.
Honestly, it's been really inspiring to watch this climb. He was a young guy. He served in the military. He's had his share of ups and downs, injuries, illness, but he has always come back stronger, and he has never lost that huge smile on his face. It's why the crowd loves him so much.
You're right, and the guy, he loves to have fun in the ring. Just to watch him, he's a joy to watch. I've enjoyed calling his matches. This is a fun kid, fun guy when he's in the ring, no doubt about it. And I will say something, like you said about the younger guys coming up and coming. I remember when I came in 15 years ago, I had a lot in common with the wrestlers. I'm realizing now as I'm getting older, I have more in common with their parents than I do with the wrestlers themselves.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, I never would have thought I'd see this side of 40 in the way that I have. But it's humbling, but it is really nice to see that the future of the business is in good hands. Look at both of these guys. You want to talk about young jack dudes? They're both in phenomenal shape
and hungry. Most importantly.
Referee in charge, Brock High.
I guess now we're going to see if that gas in the tank sprinter style or the more power side over here at our right corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is from Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. He is the Blaze H. Christian.
Kid's only 3 years into the business right now. Like you said, has a lot of humbling to do, but I'm interested to see what he can do in the matchup tonight.
Listen, he's confident. I really want to see how he stacks up against Red Dog.
Defending HWF Extreme Champion.
The one thing that you absolutely have to comment on, I know you've pointed it out before, but it's interesting to see it from where I'm sitting now, is like the fans' response to Red Dog. Like, he is easily one of the fan favorites in the building.
You are right. I'm just interested to see how the fans are going to react to Ace Christian. I want to see what he can do in this ring, because you know how it is down here. This crowd can be tough to win over. Like you said, you came out, you kind of didn't have much of a fanfare. You didn't get any real excitement from the crowd. But when that matchup with Matt PRK Silks, they really started to, whether they booed you because of your going against Matt Silks, or they started to cheer you because they actually respect your ability, you were able to win them over. But that's how you got to win this crowd over.
Listen, it's an interesting crowd, but it can be a hostile crowd. Like, obviously, he's not endearing himself right now, but all you have to do in front of this HWF faithful is show that you are capable in this ring and that you're tough. And whether they like you personally or not, they're going to gravitate. I mean,
James Ford was not like when he first came down here. This crowd really adopted him as one of their own. And that's what happened with Red Dog.
Listen, here's the thing too. Red Dog is crazy, but he's crazy like a fox. And right now, honestly, I'm wondering if he's just trying to like tire out his opponent, like, or get in his head. I don't know what he's doing.
There's a little bit of getting into that little psychology played by Red Dog. We've seen it before. Very interesting individual.
I mean, listen, it's a little demoralizing. Now watch this. This place is going to erupt.
Just sit back and listen, and here we go. And Ace Christian now tired of the games, going right into work on Red Dog.
Honestly, listen, I don't want to say that I condone that tactic, but maybe he needed to. He needed to like get a drop on him before he pulled another trick. Like, he's got a lot of like weird, goofy tactics in his bag.
The next thing about Red Dog is every time you think he's out, he's going to come back with something else. He's going to do something unique, something you don't expect in a matchup, and that's what makes him such a hard guy to scout.
I honestly do think he was just trying to gas him out. He, had him run to all the corners. He got in his head a little bit, and then he just sat there dead waited him on a suplex for a while.
Delay suplex, let the blood rush to your head. And you just, the worst part about that, as I'm understanding as a wrestler, is not knowing when that final slam is going to come.
No, I'll tell you what, it's honestly the truth. Like, I remember one time getting superplexed by Jason Raditz. He held me up for 27 seconds on the top rope.
My God.
I almost had a heart attack. My wife almost had a stroke.
Jeez, what a clothesline by Ace Christian back into the ring. Smart wrestling.
Yeah, that was a huge clothesline. And the way he came into the ring there, like, they added momentum. Like, it's super impressive.
Working over long now. He came in with a game plan, working over that left arm of Red Dog. Smart wrestling, great wrestling by this young kid.
Well, you know that, and Red Dog likes to go for that finishing move, the punchline. You have to have a functioning bicep for that move to attack. So, I mean, maybe we didn't give this kid enough credit on the scouting side of it either. He seems to be targeting the arm and shoulder.
You're right, he might be. But again, I talked about the fact that his dad trained him. His dad with 20 years of wrestling experience. I mean, that's a good teacher right there. Anybody can do that, and especially if this kid listens to him like it looks like you did.
No, I mean, it's smart too. Like, imagine a guy like 3 years in. He is a more athletic build. He seems like he's going to be super fast, and then he catches you off guard with like a legitimate like technical side of his style. He's wise beyond his years, and I mean, absolutely, I think that you're probably right. It's an attribute of coming from an experienced veteran teaching.
And there's a little bit of wall breaking right there. So use the ropes to an advantage, choking out Red Dog and ropes. Grabs the top rope for a little extra leverage, if you will. Thank you.
Je ne sais quoi. I don't know. I don't even know what that means.
I used to know. I don't speak French, so.
Jumping knee strike too. Like, he is targeting like neck, face, shoulder. But Red Dog's big, and he's coming back out firing now. Right hands.
Now right now in the middle of the ring, trying to get the crowd back behind. Oh, thumb to the eye. Nice drop kick by this young kid.
Yeah, back into the corner too. He is honestly, he's very aware of his ring spacing. Like, you might be right. Like, I mean, I don't know much about his father. I'm gonna have to look him up now. But the guy might have been a scientific wrestling genius.
He could have been. I mean, just because we've never seen him wrestle, he hasn't been in the area, it doesn't mean he wasn't a legend where he's from. Again, there's so many kick out, and there's so many areas and so much different indie wrestling out there. It's hard to know everybody at one time.
Absolutely, and you got to think too. Like, we never had the exposure that these young guys do. Any one of these matches could blow up on a national or worldwide scale. It just takes one moment to make yourself world famous. In their era, with the current technology, guys like Shane Shadows, Shane Malice, any of these guys could have been superstars.
It's amazing, like when you say about that. Here we go.
He's going for a roaring elbow there, but man, I don't know what's happening now.
Spine buster. A little bit of fun by Red Dog right there, but you still see he's favoring that left arm. Push the leg. That's a deep hook right there.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what was really interesting about that is he caught him in a bear hug first. Squeezed him, tried to get his breath out, and then slammed him to the ground. Like, all it takes is not being able to get a gasp of air, and you might be staring at a 3-count.
I know you're an expert in that field. I'm not being able to get. Didn't you at one time have like a broken rib or bruised rib at least in a matchup?
Yeah, I broke 2 ribs in one of our title matches. And I'll tell you what, honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I could tag out and hide behind John, I might have been in big trouble.
Now here he comes, going pillar to post. Red Dog rolls out of the way. Smart wrestling saw it coming. Back elbow by Red Dog. The other one.
This is not a good place to be when you're facing Red Dog too. If he gets rocking and rolling, it's not a good place to be.
God, he just drove him down with that nip up with that variation of the flatliner. Agility right there. And that's the thing about Red Dog. He likes to have fun. People mistake him. Don't think much of him. Take him lightly. A little barking before it drops the elbow.
The crazy thing about that is this guy has already wrestled for 7 or 8 minutes. He just goes on a giant offensive tear, slams a guy falling on his own back. He still has enough energy to kip up and show off for the crowd. Like he's a showman, but the cardio it's super impressive.
I mean, the guy, he barked at him. He barked at the crowd. That's why they call him Red Dog. Off the back is Ace Christian. That's
roaring elbow into an enziguri. I like this kid.
This guy's got an upside. I mean, this kid, he could actually win the title tonight. Though his wrestling, like, again, we may have taken him lightly just because of his youth, but I think he's coming with a game plan.
Listen, that was really close. That was almost a 3. There he goes. He was going for that. He calls that the fall from grace, but nope. Big end.
Oh, there it is.
The punchline.
And that's it for the punchline. The punchline today is Ace Christian.
Unbelievable. Honestly, too, that was a really athletic match.
What a great matchup by these two. I don't know about you. I think I'd like to see that match again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, though. What a debut from Ace Christian. Like, this is a kid that could honestly, like, he could do some crazy stuff here at HWF. Like, I'd like to see him maybe in there with with Sickened, like similar styles, that TNA Baltimore style of offense.
I'd like to see him get somebody like a Robbie Page even. Robbie Page, again, somebody who helped train you as well back in your past when you were starting out. The guy who's trained so many. He's like a Riot City's Most Wanted, that he has his hands in just about everywhere when it comes to indie wrestling. But a matchup with those two would be fantastic, and a former HWF Extreme Heavyweight Championship.
Absolutely. Listen, some of the matches that I learned the most from were when Robbie would just put me through the ringer for 10-15 minutes at a shot. But I came out of it stronger, and listen, this kid's not complaining. He's not showing any disservice to his opponent. Like, yeah, he's obviously upset that he lost, but I mean, you can see the gears turning. He learned something from this engagement.
And when he goes back and he watches the tape and he figures out what he did wrong, that's even smarter if he has that in his head to actually do that.
But just another title defense from Red Dog. Like, this is it's really awesome to see this position from him. Like, he fought so hard to get to this championship. I believe this was his first title. And he's still enjoying it. Like, you can tell that he loves the position he's in right now.
What you also know, what's very important is how does he react when he loses that title. That's just as important as winning the title.